Hey everybody, we're back to Attack of the B Team, and today I did a lot of work between now and the last episode, like 2 days of just random stuff. Took a break from recording, got a lot of work done on my different games and stuff. And let me just show you a couple of things I've done here. I took out that giant wall of bushes. I'll just start here and make my way around. I didn't need all of them. I don't even have the cave spider morph yet, so they were kind of just taking up space. So I left a few. I've got all the bushes in this box here. Got 34 of them, plus all this other random stuff. Seeds everywhere. I got a banana tree sapling. There's these random food plus trees. They just kind of grow different places. The bananas are in here with all the food I've got. And also, look at all this jerky. And I've got more stuff to make jerky out of. But I've automated a way to make this right here. So basically I just put whatever material I want to make jerky out of in this box here, in this chest, and this the item ducts in the back that have this servo powering the little withdraw thing here, runs the items through these network of pipes, and they're all hooked up to drying racks, and it automatically puts the items on the racks. So I've got 14 slots here because I left the one out of the corner here. It's a 5x3 with one missing, so 14. I can move this forward one and have 15, but whatever. It works. But I just throw stuff in there. It takes it out and puts it on the racks. See, just like that. And so after a little while, when I come back by, if I notice they're all turned into food, I just pull them off and throw more on there. And I don't have to sit here and individually click each one putting them on there. I don't have to worry about it. Just put them in there and let it go. It's a little slower than doing it by hand, but it saves time because I don't have to actually do it myself. I can just put them in the box and walk away. A couple more, come on. But if I've got more than the 14 in the box, it'll just load the pipe right here, the little thing on the end. It loads that little spot there with the items that it doesn't have a place to put. And as soon as I remove one of these, it will fill that slot in with another item. So I can load it with like 30 things, and just whenever they're done, just pull them off and walk away, and it'll just auto reload. So yeah, all this jerky got done. I'm using the ones that you get from the zombie meat right now, just because I got the most of those. Let's see, I replanted this farm here. I was just doing nothing but tomatoes, but I kind of varied it up. There's strawberries, one little spot of potatoes, and one spot of wheat. No wait, 2 potatoes, 3 strawberries, and 1 wheat. Okay. Just to vary it up a little bit. What else? The smeltery, since I emptied that poison pole up top a couple episodes back, I went ahead and made the bricks, went ahead and made the seared stone. I ran like stacks and stacks and stacks of cobblestone through this thing, made all the blocks, and took the smeltery all the way up outside to the surface level. Just fly up here and show you. All the way outside. Oh, skeleton died there. So, yep, that's all the way to there. And I'll explain this automated thing over there in a minute. What else? The ore berries are going great. Been picking them off and smelting them down whenever I need to. Made lots of bars of things. This is my ore chest here. The bars and blocks are going in there. Lots and lots and lots. I've been breaking the blocks down just so it's easier to look at the chest and say, okay, well that's all copper, that's all this, that's all that. But I'll probably make a second chest only for blocks. That way whenever the chest, let's say like the chest has no bars in it, I'll just go look at the blocks one and break down a few of the blocks and put them back in. But it's easier this way to keep it all organized, because if there's bars and blocks, they get kind of mixed up, where the like all the copper is here together, but if I had bars and blocks, the copper block might be like up here next to silver or something weird like that. So it's easier this way to see where everything is. But tons of copper, tons of iron, tons of gold, a little bit of everything else. Just as I need it, I'll be making it, but I know iron, copper, and gold I use all the time, especially for these like item ducts and pipes and servos and tanks and stuff like that. So anyway, also my whoops, not that. My audio settings were a little weird last few episodes. I reinstalled Skype on my computer, and it auto-adjusted my microphone like outgoing volume stuff, so my videos have been really loud lately. So sorry about that. I think I fixed it now. They were all about like 40 or 50% louder. What else? This box here is only for redstone. I've got quite a bit of it. Everything else is just kind of thrown in these boxes here. So outside, I've got the boxes set up for Necromancy. This is all my Necromancy items. Witchery, for when I get into doing that. And Artifice. The Artifice mod is like, there's a weapon and armor modifiers that are like from vanilla Minecraft, but they're easier to do. Like you can put unbreaking on armor or something like that by adding certain items to armor without having to have an enchanting table. So you make them out of vanilla Minecraft blocks or items, but you can also make I think the cobblestone and the basalt you use to make little statues with. Maybe I might be thinking of a different mod, but there's little statues you can make, and you tell the statue who you want it to be, and it takes the skin of whoever's name you type in, and it becomes a little statue of them. So I'll be putting a few of those around. Alright, so now this here, let me explain this mess. I developed this little system on my single player Attack of the Bee Team world, and it works. It's really efficient. It's kind of slow, but it's efficient. In earlier versions of the mod pack, it was possible to get infinite power just from water, and that was because there was this thing called a steam engine or a steam something or other, but it took this steam dynamo as part of it, and you put this into another machine, like you build onto it, and it takes water. It turns the water into steam and uses the steam to make power, and that's all you need is water. You just put water into it and that's it. You get power. But a couple versions back, they took that out, where that engine, you actually have to make steam some other way and pump the steam into it, and then it generates power. So you can't just go straight from water to it. And in the mod pack, there's no way to make steam. So you had to downgrade to this little base component of that engine. And it uses a fuel source like coal and water, and then it uses the coal like a furnace would to heat the water and then make steam, and then power. It like makes power that way. See, there's a little steam in here. Whenever it generates steam, it fills this bar up from the top down, and when it passes this middle line there, then it generates power. So, alright, let me explain the process here from beginning to end. I've got sugarcane here. Sugarcane has to be adjacent to water. There's a misconception with sugarcane that it grows faster on sand than it does anything else. That's not true. I just put it on sand because I think it looks better. And there's already sand all over the place here, so I just put it on sand. Anyway, so whenever one of these sugarcane stalks grows up a block or more, 1 or 2 blocks, this machine here, the harvester, will detect that it has grown and cuts it off, and it exports it to this pipe here on top. That goes out through the pipe into this pulverizer. Now the pulverizer, what its job is to do is to just break down whatever gets put into it. If you put smooth stone in there, you get cobblestone. You put cobblestone in, you get gravel. You put gravel in, you get flint. If you put in like some kind of ore or bars, you get like powder. You get the dust out of it. And then you can put that dust into a furnace or the smeltery and cook it that way to make bars. But what I'm using it for here, oh, here's an example. So it gets cut, goes into the pulverizer. Now, usually, if you have sugarcane and you go in your inventory and you put sugarcane in one of these blocks or one of these spaces and make sugar out of it, you don't get very much. How much is it anyway? Let's see. Can I? Okay. Let me do this. So you get 1 in a crafting table or your inventory. It makes 1. But if you go into the pulverizer, it makes 2, and that's very important. So it breaks down the sugarcane into 2 sugar. The sugar gets exported to the left into this redstone furnace, which operates exactly the same as a normal furnace that you run with coal, except it runs on RF, or like redstone flux energy. Now the 2 sugars, when you cook sugar in this mod pack, due to one of the mods, go away, I'm busy. When you cook sugar, you're supposed to get caramel or whatever, but the mods interact with each other weird and you can't do that. So what it does make is sugar charcoal right here. This is from MFR, Mine Factory Reloaded. You cook sugar and you get sugar charcoal. Now since there are 2 sugars, you get 2. Now those sugar charcoals go through the pipe to the left into the steam dynamo as though they were coal or charcoal, and I've got water being pumped in it from this machine here, the aqueous accumulator. Its entire job is to pull water from its environment, and you can take it from there to somewhere else. That's its entire job. That's all it does, is get water. If you have it sitting out in the open somewhere, like say if I put it up on that hill, it will slowly gain water just from the air. Like it absorbs humidity or whatever, but it's very slow. So if you have it touching a couple of water source blocks, it fills up pretty quick. So I'm telling it to export to the top, so it exports into this pipe here. It goes into the steam dynamo, and that fills up this bar here, and it gets the sugar charcoal, makes power, and the power goes into this hardened energy cell, which is like a big battery. This is not the lowest tier battery you can make, but you have to make the lowest tier one to make this one. And all it is like a block of redstone, some lead bars, some glass, some gold, and like 1 piece of electrum, which is 1 gold, 1 silver. But when you make electrum in the smeltery with like 1 gold ore and 1 silver ore, or 1 gold bar and 1 silver bar, it makes 2 electrum because you put 2 bars worth of material into it. So I went ahead and made 2. You can actually see the machines activate here. See, the pulverizer turned on. This starts making the sugar charcoal. It goes into that. That turns on. Powers this. You see it's got a little bit of power in it. I have the one here exporting power slowly into the one on the right and to the top. Now it goes to the top to power the redstone furnace here, and it stays. It keeps power in it long enough to like recharge the redstone furnace from when it last cooked the sugar into charcoal, and the remaining energy that's left over goes into the one on the right, and this one exports to all sides except back to the left. So it's receiving power from the left and exporting to all the other sides. So it powers the pulverizer, it powers the harvester, and it's still got almost 80,000 or 800,000 RF in it. As a byproduct, whenever the harvester harvests wood, leaves, crops, whatever, it generates a little bit of this sludge, which is more or less poisonous to you. If you pour it down in a bucket and jump in it, you get like poison and hunger and a bunch of other stuff, or nausea or something. Nasty stuff. Anyway, but there's a machine in this mod pack, or in this mod specifically, in Mine Factory Reloaded, called a sludge boiler, and you put the sludge into it, and it creates random terrain blocks. Like you can get dried dirt, you can get sand, you can get, I think, sandstone, you can get dirt, podzol, mud, clay, all kinds of stuff. As long as it's like a dirt or terrain block, you can get it. I think there's maybe a low chance that you get netherrack or soul sand, some other stuff out of it. But it's useful. It's just not useful yet. I haven't made a sludge boiler. So I'm just exporting it from the harvester into this tank here. Man, that's a lot of zombies. Get off my sugarcane. Go away. Oh, also, notice I'm like one-shotting zombies to death. And creepers. That was pretty close. He almost went off on my porch. I went ahead and made the exoskeleton suit and added all the modifiers to them. That took about an hour. But I'll go ahead and explain it. Oh, no. Get the berry. So the exosuit is made up entirely of bronze. And I made all the bronze in the smeltery. I've got a couple of bars left over right here. But you make a crap load of bronze. It's 3 copper and 1 tin for each of 8. Like 3 copper ore and 1 tin ore makes 8 bars of bronze. And it also takes 8 bars of bronze to make 1 large plate. So I made a large plate cast like you've seen me do with all the other tool parts over there in the thing out of wood. Made the metal casting out of it, the gold cast. So 3 copper and 1 tin each for one of these. And then when you make the bronze large plates, you make your armor just like you would out of any other kind of armor. Like this is the helmet shape. You just put the bronze plates in there and make each of these pieces, each of these pieces like you would any other armor. To add the modifiers, you bring them over to the tinker table, not the tool station, because it's not a tool. You have to do it in the tinker table. Let me just take these off so I can show you. You put the armor piece in the center of the table, and you put the items that you want to add modifiers with on the outside. Now, the armor has different things than the weapons do. Some of them share, some are new. But the ones I know offhand, because I haven't done a lot of research on it, the ones I know offhand are redstone, diamonds, and quartz. And that's the only 3 I ever use, so that's the only ones I really know. But there are others as far as I know. Now, the armor pieces do not provide armor as a stat unless you put, I think it's iron. It's either iron bars or iron blocks or some sort of metal. But you just put them in the table with it, and it'll add armor value to these. But that takes up their modifier slots, because they get modifier slots just like your Tinker's tools do. And you only have a limited number of them, of slots on each. But generally what I do, 3 of the 4 pieces I add quartz to, and quartz adds flat attack damage. Or is it the other way around? Maybe it's the other way around. Quartz adds percentage damage to the item. So, yeah, it's the other way around. So, Or is it? Now I'm confusing myself. Anyway, one way or the other. Quartz and diamonds both add damage, but one of them adds percentage damage, and one adds flat damage numbers. Just like your weapon. See, it says plus 12 there? This is 6, that's 6, and then another 6 there. So I'm getting 18 damage just from my armor. Plus, my chest piece here has an additional 50% attack damage, which means it takes everything before it, and you get 1.5 damage for each. So my sword has 12, so it's effectively doing 18, and each of these pieces is adding 9. So yeah, I do a lot of damage. Even without a sword, I'm still doing 6, 6, 6, and then you add 50%. So 9, 9, 9. That's 27. 27 damage, plus the 1 point that my fist deals when you punch something. You deal half a heart, which is 1 damage. So that's 28, which is 14 hearts of damage with a punch. So yeah. But my sword, I added 2 modifier slots to it using... let's see, I used the gold block and a diamond to add one, and I think it still had 1 free one on it. Or maybe I just added the 1. No, I think I just added 1. I don't remember. I might have had a free slot and then I added 1 to it. But I added a little bit of sharpness to it, and then I added 1 necrotic bone for lifesteal. So anytime I hit a mob with it, I gain 1 heart of health back. So if I ever get swarmed or, you know, whatever, I can just get some health back with it fairly easy. Even though I one-shot almost everything. I added another... Let's see, I added a layer of auto repair to my pickaxe. I went up to 3 on that. I think I added some more haste to my axe and my shovel. I added another round of each, so those should be full now. The stone hoe I've never used since I made it, only to do this here. So I usually just throw it in a box, forget about it. And the crescent hammer I explained last time when I made the this stuff. Anyway, how much time did that take up? That was 22 minutes already. I want to get started on the Necromancy mod, but to do that, it takes a little bit of prep work, which I've done off camera. You need to make bone needles, which I've got some here. You just make those in your... let me make one so you can see. You get bone meal, just however you want to get bone meal. Put like a bone in your crafting thing and it makes it for you. But you then take the bone meal, put it back, and you get a bone needle. And these you use with like empty glass jars. If you attack a mob with that, it'll give you a little bit of blood in a jar. But you can also... Do I have sand? Yes, I do. Actually, I need glass. Oops. One, two, three. So you put 3 glass in there, and you get 3 glass bottles. And I'm gonna need more than that actually, so let me go ahead and just cook some up real quick. And we'll do this one. What was I saying? Let's see, you get like 8 glass bottles, and in the nether there are these little stand looking totem tower things with iron bars on the outside, and they have a pool of blood on top of them. You just go up there with a bucket and grab some of that, and you get blood buckets. And once you get a bunch of bottles, you take the blood bucket and the jars. I need a little bit more. Yeah, that'll do it. You put 8 in there with the blood bucket, and it gives you 8 jars of blood. I'm pretty sure you get your bucket back. Yes, you do. And these you use whenever you create a minion with your Necromancy mod, which is what you do with the mod. You have to use jars of blood to add blood to your creature. You also need a soul to put into your creature. And to get a soul, you have to create this thing called a bone scythe or something like that. Let's see. I had this all planned out a couple days ago, and then now I've forgotten about it since. Okay, so yeah, the bone scythe. It's diamond, bone. Oh wait, blood scythe is first. Okay, so jar of blood. I just made a few of those. A stick, an iron hoe. So we gotta make one of those real quick. I've already got the materials for it. And then I need a obsidian, which I've got. So let's go ahead and make that. So we make the iron hoe like this. We put that in there. Jar of blood right there. Obsidian, and what was it, a stick? No, see, now I've already forgotten. Oh, it goes the other way around. Okay. There we go. And that's a weapon. 6 attack damage. So half as much as my sword, but anyway, if you kill a mob with that, while you've got a jar in your inventory somewhere, let's go out here, find somebody. Who is our unlucky winner here? There's usually dudes everywhere. Getting some frame rate issues. I've got like 3 different things running at once right now. Come on, where are the mobs? If I didn't want anything around, they'd be running me over. Oh, there we go. Creeper. Boom. See the little particle effect there? Got a soul in a jar. Because I had that empty jar right there. So that's how you get souls to put into your creature. And to get the soul, you actually have to kill the mob with the sickle. It's not just a you hit it and you get it. You actually have to land the killing blow with the scythe. So that takes care of that. Now your monster, you actually put together on this summoning altar. It's a Frankenstein-esque table. You put parts into it. Here's all the parts here on the right. You throw the parts into it, you stitch the guy together, and voila, summoning altar. And then you like animate him, you added life to him. To get the parts though, there's some mobs, there's some villagers in a, like if you find a village, there are certain villagers from the Necromancy mod that will have a chest in the house that has some of these parts in them. But I haven't ventured around far enough to find one yet. So what we're going to do is start creating the parts ourselves, and to do that we have to make a sewing machine. Sewing machine is like iron all the way around, except the last slot is bone needle and some string. So we've got iron, bone needle, string. So let's go make our sewing machine. And there it is. And you just put this down somewhere. I don't know where I want to do this. I guess back here. I opened up some space. Behind this block here is outside. Like I went all the way through. I've made it all the way to the other side of the hill. But I'll just put this down here. So there's our little sewing machine. Doesn't look like much. But you right click on that and you have this big giant 4x4 crafting grid. You have to put bone needles in here and you have to put string in here. Now depending on the items that you put in this thing is which of these items that you make. And the items you make you put into the summoning altar, and it determines which like creature, like Frankenstein-esque creature that you make. And you can mix and match. So you can have like a, you can basically make a villager, just all the villager parts, and just have him walking around. You can replace the villager head with a chicken head and have a guy with a chicken head walking around. You can give him like skeleton arms. You can give him spider legs. You can give him a squid head, like whatever. Mix and match. Frankenstein mode. There's also some of these work in progress things that aren't actually like in the game yet. They don't really work. They're just kind of in there for no reason. But to get all this to work, I need to make a Necronomicon. And this is the thing we use to activate our altar to start creating our zombie minion things. Alright, so I need a jar of blood, check. 4 leather, I know I've got more than 4. Book, feather, ink sac. So let's go grab our materials here. Let's see, leather, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I can use this, like these Tinker's Construct books, as though they were normal books, but I'll go ahead and make one. So I'll get another leather out for another book. Jar of blood, check. Feather, check. I think I needed an ink sac. I know I just had one a minute ago. Yeah, there we go. Ink. And nether wart. Crap, did I pick up a nether wart somewhere? I thought I did. There's a wither wart. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, we're good. Okay, so then the book, I need paper. I'm gonna have to steal some of this real quick. And I've got some to replace that with. Somewhere. I don't feel like looking for it right now. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, leather. There's our book. 1, 2, 3, 4, feather, ink, nether wart at the bottom, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Necronomicon. Got it. There it is. Now, it doesn't do anything right now, but let's run back here. We're gonna make an altar back here for our Frankenstein type stuff. Let me knock this torch out. I'll put it somewhere else. There. Alright, so you get oak wood planks, put it down, 2 cobblestone, put them down like that, and this is what you're gonna put your monster on. But right now they won't do anything. You take your Necronomicon and right click on the planks, and there it is, summoning altar. Let me go back up to normal size. So the planks, oops, the planks turned into this little like lectern thing with a book on it, and the cobblestone turned into the actual like altar thing. Anyway, so you stand over here, right click on this, and this is where you put the parts of your guy. There's the head, the 2 arms, the torso, and the legs, and then you put the blood on the left and the soul on the right, and it will put all the parts together so you can see your guy laying down here. And whenever you're satisfied with what you've made, you take your Necronomicon and you shift and right click on the guy, or maybe it's on this, and it animates him and he gets off and goes walking around. So I'm going to make a few of these over the course of the next few episodes. If you guys want a minion named, like made and named or whatever, a specific way, let me know in the comments. There's a few I have in mind already that I'm going to do. So if you have the same idea I do for one, and I throw it together and make it, then I might skip over the one that you suggest, but But no, I'll make a few of them. I'll make a little area. I'll make a room somewhere, and we can put them all in there. Because I have a way to transport them around safely. Mine Factory Reloaded, the same mod that uses all those machines out there. There's this little thing called a safari net, which, if you're familiar with Pokemon, it's essentially a Pokeball. Oh, let me get back into bat mode here. Oh. Okay, so I just captured that creeper with the Pokeball. He's inside the ball. See how it's green now? And I can put him back down and pick him up whenever I want to. So he's in there. He's stuck. And if there's a creature you don't want to get right next to, let's just put him away. There's a safari net launcher. It uses some of the rubber from the rubber trees that grow around the world. You just cook it up. You get the rubber out of it, melt that down into plastic, and put the plastic together into sheets. It's very, very simple to do. It uses a little bit of that, a little bit of gunpowder, a little bit of redstone, and you make it, and it's a safari net launcher. And you just have that. You hold it like a weapon, and you right-click with it, and it shoots a safari net from your inventory and catches mobs. So if I make a little minion dude, I can just grab him up and move him wherever I want to. And we can have a room full of guys. A room full of minions walking around. And I'll probably keep one here in the house, just like a butler or something. Anyway, let's see, that's 37-ish minutes. I might just call it quits here for right now. But yeah, I'm real excited to get into that. I gotta get a lot of material to make these parts out of. Do a lot of work farming up material for these. Most of it is like the brains and the lungs and hearts and things. You need some of this for every single one that you make, because each of the heads that you make, you have to have a brain for it. Each of the torsos that you make, you have to have heart and lungs. All the arms and legs get the muscles. Yeah, so a little bit of farming on my part has to be done. But I guess that's all the things I've done. Oh, yeah, this. This is the igneous extruder. It automatically makes cobblestone from water and lava, but I have it set to make obsidian right now because I needed some obsidian for a couple different things. And it's faster than going down and mining it up myself. Yeah, I guess that's it. Anyway, if I do any other major things around the house, I'll do another episode in a couple days or so. Maybe tomorrow even. And I'll see you guys then. Have a good day. Bye-bye.